The mountain road on the outskirts of the city. The roar of two supercars echoed through the valley. Cody and I were neck and neck, bumper to bumper, neither of us willing to give an inch. In this race, no one wanted to fall behind and become the loser. Then, in the very next second, strange lines of text suddenly appeared in front of my eyes. Relax, the final winner will definitely be Cody. After all, the prize for this game is the precious bottom. Exactly. No matter how tightly this NPC sticks to Cody's car, he's not going to win. By the way, Cody is seriously handsome. Every move he makes is pure charm. Of course he is. He's the main top. A main top needs a perfect face to win his wife, obviously. The comments kept scrolling nonstop. Before long, I figured out what was going on. Cody was the protagonist of this world, the main alpha, and the mysterious prize the club mentioned before the race was the main bottom, Grant. A top-tier Omega, Grant's grandmother had once been Cody's mother's mentor. They'd even saved each other's lives back then. To repay that debt, Cody's mother had spent years searching for Grant, who had gone missing as a child. Even after the old woman passed away, she never gave up. This very race was how Cody, following his mother's wishes, was supposed to bring Grant back. What followed would be the usual story, living under the same roof, feelings slowly growing between the two leads. As for me, I was nothing more than an NPC at the very beginning of the story. I tightened my grip on the steering wheel. TCH. How cliché. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see Cody holding the wheel with one hand, the other casually tapping the gear lever. That was his tell, something he did unconsciously when he was fully focused. The final bend before the finish line was closing in fast. With a razor-thin lead, Cody was about to take the win. The comments went completely wild. He's about to take first place. The precious Omega is finally going to be saved. Honestly, this NPC is pretty hot too. I'll kind of miss him once he's written out. Yeah, after this, he'll never cross paths with the leads again. Never cross paths. With a sharp screech, Cody's car entered the final curve. In the next instant, the car behind him rode up onto the shoulder. Half the vehicle lifted off the ground as it forced its way past Cody from the outside, reckless, almost suicidal. Through the cloud of smoke, a red car burst across the finish line first. That was my car. The entire place fell into a deathly silence. Then came an explosion of cheers. Winner, winner, winner. Amid the deafening noise, I stepped out of the car, my mind still a little blank. Cody charged at me and grabbed my collar hard. Barrett, are you out of your damn mind? Honestly, the moment I hit the gas, my head went completely empty. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just pissed extremely, incredibly, furiously pissed. But looking at the man in front of me, completely losing his cool, something suddenly clicked. I'd known this face since we were kids. I'd known this person for over 20 years. What do you mean? No more crossing paths. I'd interfere with his life if I wanted to, just like how he'd always insisted on interfering with mine. Cody and I were born on the same year. Same month, same day. Because of that, rich kids in our circle always liked to lump us together and compare us. He was good looking. So was I. He skipped class and got into fights. So did I. He ranked first in exams. I didn't. I was dead last. The moment the scales tipped, passive comparison turned into active competition. I never ranked last again. And in every possible way, openly or quietly, I competed with him for over 10 years, until we were 18 when we presented as Alpha or Omega. An anonymous account suddenly popped up on the school forum, shipping Cody and me as a couple. What pissed me off the most was that everyone just assumed I'd be the bottom. For a while, everyone was waiting for our presentation results. When the report clearly showed I was an Omega, my vision went black. Gritting my teeth, I bribed a school nurse and hid it from everyone, pretending to be an Alpha. I even deliberately got closer and closer to Omegas in my class. Then Cody turned around and set me up reporting me for puppy love after that any Omega who showed interest in me would get scared off by Cody one way or another year after year, not a single exception. And now the boomerang had finally come back to hit him. Cody frowned deeply as he repeated himself, "Are you crazy? You wanted to win that badly." The comments exploded again. What the hell is going on? The main Alpha lost to an NPC? Does that mean the Omega goes to him now? No wonder Cody's losing it. Ah, never mind. I take back what I said about liking the NPC. I'd be furious too. In my memory, Cody always acted calm and detached, no matter what happened. Turns out he could lose control like this too. I gave him a provocative exactly what I mean. I said, you know 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 exactly what I mean. Why? I leaned in close to his ear and lowered my voice. That prize was a top-tier Omega. Shock flickered across Cody's eyes, followed by a terrifying expression I'd never seen before. So you knew what the prize was from the start? I froze for a second and instinctively stepped back. But he kept advancing, forcing me to retreat, and you still went that far for him, for no reason. I suddenly felt guilty. Still, I forced myself to answer. So what if I did? Good. Cody ground his teeth. Very good. Just as it looked like he was about to say more, the club staff jumped in at exactly the right moment. Barrett, would you like to collect the prize now? Or I went along with it without hesitation now. Let's go now. I walked off quickly, feeling a cold, sinister gaze locked onto my back the whole time, and I never once looked back. A top-tier private club on the outskirts of the city. Inside the private room, I saw Grant curled up in the corner, shaking. When I pulled off the blindfold, a pair of wary eyes stared back at me. I glanced at my reflection in the black mirrored wall. Red hair, leather jacket, ear studs, and a collar necklace. Yeah, I didn't exactly look like a good guy. I forced myself to smile as gently as I could. I'm taking you out of here. My name's Barrett. I'm Grant on the way. Grant didn't say a single word. The moment I brought him to the hotel, the comments exploded. What does this Barrett want to do to Grant? Don't you dare do anything. Stay away from our precious one. As soon as I closed the door, Grant's eyes turned red. Could you please not do that kind of thing? Realizing he'd misunderstood, I spoke up right away. I'm not going to touch you. What does that mean? Does he think our precious one is dirty? Grant was used by his adoptive father to pay off debts. He's not dirty at all, okay? Actually, I don't think Barrett meant it like that. My eyes almost stung, so there were still sane people around. I brought you here so you'd have a place to stay for now. Someone will come pick you up soon. Pick me up? I nodded. Winning first place was honestly an accident. Saying all that stuff earlier was just to piss Cody off. Annie would definitely contact my mom soon. Grant would still go back to his family. Just before that, though, I spoke carefully. The one coming for you is family. The guy who lost to me today, the one in second place, his name is Cody. I explained everything from start to finish, adding a few harmless exaggerations along the way. So, Annie is a good person, but Cody has a terrible personality. He's hot-tempered, arrogant, jealous, and even a playboy. I felt a little guilty. I know it sounds kind of hard to believe, but thank you. I froze. Grant looked at me with bright, shining eyes. You're such a good person. You risked everything just to win the race, so you could warn me. Don't worry. I won't tell anyone what you said. I was completely stunned, while the comments were full of frustration. At 2:30 in the morning, my mom called. Half an hour later, someone started pounding on the door. The moment I opened it, I saw Cody's sour face. Oh, you're here. I leaned against the wall with my arms crossed. Before I could say anything else, the bodyguards were already inside, grab, drag, shut with a loud bang. The door closed. I was still processing what just happened when I snapped back and glared at him. What in a rush to reincarnate. You couldn't even let me say goodbye. Cody shot back coldly. What exactly did you want to say? Are you that close? What did you do to him? He stood in the entryway. With every question, the air around him dropped another degree. The comments were furious. He spent half an hour bad-mouthing you to Grant. This is way too much. Making things up without blinking. Come on, teach him a real lesson. Are you some kind of walking question mark? I muttered, my confidence slipping a little. Anyway, you're not welcome here. You got the person back. Now get out. I reached for the door, but before my hand touched the handle, my wrist was grabbed painfully tight. Hey, that hurts. What's wrong with you? Cody said nothing. With a dark expression, he dragged me forward and shoved me onto the couch. As he leaned in, I instinctively covered my face. The punch I expected never came. Instead, a sudden chill brushed against my chest. "Why are you pulling my clothes?" I struggled clumsily, only to have my wrist pinned above my head. His voice was icy. "Why won't you answer me? What did you do to him? And why are you dressed like this?" I glanced down at my bathrobe, already pulled loose. I snapped back loudly. "What you take me for?" I didn't touch him at all. I was exhausted, took a shower. What's wrong with that? "Words aren't proof," Cody said, still unconvinced. His gaze cut over me like a blade. "Let me check." He held my wrist with one hand, the other sliding slowly from my neck downward. The robe slipped completely off my shoulders, barely hanging at my waist. Every place his hand touched felt strangely electric, sending a sharp, tingling itch through me. When his hand reached my waist, his grip suddenly tightened, fingers digging in hard. A muffled sound slipped out before I could stop it. Cody froze. The moment I realized what kind of sound I'd made, anger hit faster than embarrassment. "Get lost." I kicked hard at his shoulder. Cody stumbled back and sat on the floor, stunned. "Sorry, I lost control." I froze. Hearing "sorry" from him was rare enough to count on one hand. That still didn't excuse what he'd done. Still furious, I stepped forward and pressed my foot down hard against his face. "Try doing fewer things you need to apologize for." The man beneath me didn't move at all, like he turned to stone. Just as I was starting to wonder, something warm and sticky touched the sole of my foot. "What the hell?" I jumped back. "Why are you bleeding from your nose? Did I kick him too hard? Or was he just that angry?" Cody stiffened and avoided my hand when I reached out to help him up. "I'm fine." He stood slowly, didn't look at me even once, and walked out without turning back. I was left alone, staring blankly at the comments. What's wrong with Cody? He just left, and he even apologized. He should have punished him more. Yeah, but why does this feel kind of weird? Side note, Barrett looking this disheveled is oddly appealing. Wait, do you really think that counts as punishment? Same. Based on my extensive reading experience, this looks more like, hey, what do you mean by that? Nothing. I'll stay quiet for now. Same here. In front of the mirror, he looked himself over and nodded in satisfaction. A deep V-red silk shirt topped with a black coat. He casually sprayed some cologne at his neck. What's Barrett dressing up so flashy for? To be fair, he's annoying, but he really is good looking. Honestly, I don't find him that annoying. You don't, but I do. I can't even switch perspectives anymore. I want to watch the leads, not an NPC. He's been quiet for days. I've got a bad feeling about this. He curled his lips into a smile and drove to the house. The moment he walked in, the aunt smiled and waved at him. Barrett, you're here. He obediently sat down beside her. Before he could say anything, Cody, sitting on the other side of the couch, spoke first. Why are you here? Cody pretended to close the book in his hands and gave him an awkward once-over. And you're dressed like a peacock again. I don't have time to fool around with you today. Whatever race or nonsense it is, save it for. He's not here for you. The aunt interrupted gently. Cody froze, when at the same time, Grant's excited voice came from the staircase. Barrett, you're here. Barrett stood up with a smile, slung an arm around Grant's shoulder, and led him upstairs. I knew it. This Barrett is up to no good. Why is he ruining their relationship again? Is anyone going to check on Cody? He looks like he's about to pass out from anger. This story is exclusively produced by the YouTube channel Omegaverse Tale Studio. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe. Barrett struggled to hold back his laughter. Studio. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe. Barrett struggled to hold back his laughter, feeling great. Inside the room, he was enthusiastically exaggerating Cody's embarrassing stories when the door was knocked on for what felt like the 100th time. He clicked his tongue impatiently, opened the door, and went straight to the point. What now, young master? Cody frowned. You're still talking. What do you even have that much to talk about? Barrett looked at him calmly. So you still don't have any real business? He was about to close the door when Cody reached out to block it. It's getting late. You should go home. Barrett glanced at the clock showing 3 in the afternoon. Finally losing his patience, he pried Cody's fingers off the doorframe one by one. I'm warning you, stop bothering us. Grant and I are friends now. If you don't want me here, I don't mind asking him out directly. The moment Cody's face darkened, Barrett shut the door without hesitation. It's all Barrett's fault. He keeps bad-mouthing Cody to Grant, and now they barely interact at all. Exactly, the whole plot is a mess now. You can't blame it all on Barrett. Even if Grant is avoiding Cody, Cody hasn't tried to approach him either. What do you mean? Are you defending Barrett now, just stating facts? You're all clearly siding with the NPC and breaking up our ship. No, this world exists on its own. Once they have real thoughts and emotions, things are bound to spiral out of control. The comments kept arguing nonstop. Barrett felt dizzy reading them and decided to ignore them altogether, focusing instead on further ruining Cody's image. After all, anything that made Cody unhappy came naturally to him. For several days in a row, he happily kept visiting Cody's house. Inside the room, he licked his lips, which were getting dry from all the talking. Just as he picked up a cup of tea, the door was knocked on hard again. Startled, his hand shook, spilling tea all over himself. "Are you okay?" Grant hurried over to help wipe it off. Neither of them paid any attention to the noisy knocking outside. The next second, there was a click as the door was unlocked with a key. At that moment, Grant was crouched in front of him. From the doorway, it looked like Grant was bent over right between his legs. Barrett's brow twitched as he cursed silently. Before he could help Grant up, a sharp pain shot through his forearm. Cody yanked him to his feet, glanced at Grant, who was holding tissues with a confused look, then shot Barrett a vicious glare. His tone left no room for argument. "Leave now," Barrett protested. "You saw it. It was just some spilled water. You misunderstood. I said leave." Cody stared at him coldly, anger completely undisguised in his eyes. Barrett frowned, his arm aching like it was about to snap. "You think it looks appropriate for me to go out like this?" Cody glanced at his soaked clothes, said nothing, and dragged him straight into his own room. Grant stood nearby the whole time, watching them with worry. Barrett threw him a reassuring look. A coat was tossed onto Barrett's shoulders. "Now leave, TCH. Aren't you tired of repeating yourself?" He stubbornly tried to say more, but no matter how many times you say it, I won't listen, Cody cut in coldly. There was an obsession in his eyes Barrett couldn't understand. "Barrett, you've really crossed the line. Well done, Cody. You finally snapped." "Exactly. Why keep indulging him over and over?" That's right, all these years, no matter how much they fought or argued, Cody had never been like this, so cold, so openly displeased. Barrett clenched the coat tightly. "Fine, really fine." After getting home, he threw the coat to the floor and stomped on it, still not satisfied. "Damn bastard." Just as he lifted his foot again, his phone rang. It was the aunt. "Barrett, your birthday and Cody's are coming up in a couple of days. He said he wants to throw a party together, celebrate both at once." Barrett froze. "What? He really said that?" "Yes, didn't he buy that villa halfway up the mountain by the sea, invite more friends and have fun? Oh, and he also said that today was his fault, and you shouldn't stay mad at him at the party. Everyone present was familiar." Grant instinctively moved closer to him, staying at his side. That scene happened to fall right into Cody's line of sight. He thought Cody would make a face again, but Cody only glanced at them briefly before turning back to his conversation. The entire party passed in an unusual calm. Only for someone who could normally outdrink a crowd. His head started spinning more and more. The world began to sway. The next moment after he closed his eyes, he fell into a broad, steady chest. The scent of tequila. It was Cody. "He's drunk. I'll take him to rest." When he opened his eyes again, his head still felt heavy. The room was lit with dim, warm light. He was lying on a soft bed. Beside him sat Cody, legs crossed, calmly turning pages of a book. Awake, Cody didn't even look up. A white sweater, gold-rimmed glasses. Under the warm light, he looked almost gentle, completely mismatched with his awful personality. "Fake," he muttered. "He's not even nearsighted. What time is it? No idea. You just need to know everyone else has left TCH. Then I'm heading out too." He shifted and froze. Only then did he notice a long chain locked around his ankle. He stared, in disbelief. What the hell is this? Isn't it obvious? Cody closed the book and removed his glasses. He walked to the bed, idly playing with the silver chain, his voice flat and calm. "Custom made for you. Long enough for you to move around the villa, but not enough to leave. Do you like it?" Anger surged instantly. He lunged forward, pinning Cody down and grabbing his collar. "What the hell are you trying to do?" Cody glanced coolly at the man straddling him, then shifted slightly. "I want you." He scrambled backward. "Are you out of your mind?" "Out of my mind." Cody sat up, his voice icy, Was it me who risked everything for an Omega? Was it me who stayed alone in a room with an Omega? Was it me who followed an Omega around every day? So tell me, Barrett, who's the one losing control here? He froze. What are you talking about? Cody stared at him coldly. You like Grant that much, so that was it? The comments erupted. So it's all because of Grant. No wonder Cody's actions made no sense. It's obvious. Locking Barrett up so he can't bother Grant anymore serves him right. So that was the reason. Even the apology before hadn't been sincere. Just bait to lure him here. He knew Grant was supposed to be the center of Cody's world. But when Cody went this far for someone else, everything suddenly felt pointless. Let me out. His expression darkened. I'm not interested in Grant. Cody frowned. Really? Damn it. He steadied his breathing and snapped. Nonsense. I'm an Omega too. I'm not interested. How many times do I have to say it? Cody froze. What did you say? I said I'm an Omega. I've been pretending to be an Alpha. Can you understand plain language? So, Cody murmured. His pupils contracted, pure excitement. That means it can be marked by me, right? Only then did he realize how thick the tequila scent in the air had become. Cody's breathing grew heavier. So you got close to Grant just to make me jealous. Before he could recover from the shock, Cody braced one hand beside his waist, the other sliding under the hem of his clothes. Cody's gaze was aggressive. His face drawing closer. Calm down. He quickly raised a hand to block him. Burning heat. The tequila scent completely took over the room. His body weakened against his will. He pushed at Cody's face. You're in your sensitive phase. Where's your suppressant? No answer. His palm felt damp. When Cody brushed against his fingers, he even bit lightly at his fingertip. No suppressant. His strength fully drained away. The scent of brandy spilled out uncontrollably, tangling with tequila. He clenched his teeth. How could there be none? Cody looked down at him. Then either you help me, or I'll find someone else. You wouldn't dare. The words left him without hesitation. Cody laughed softly. I wouldn't. Just testing you. You like me too. That's enough. I was just trying to ruin your image, he muttered, realizing he'd been played. His face burned. He was about to curse when his words were cut off. Cody brushed his lips lightly and spoke against them. We've got plenty of time. A hand pressed against his lower abdomen. One insult, Cody said calmly. One more time, the comments exploded. What is happening right now? Barrett is an Omega. Cody marking Barrett. How did it turn into this? I can't accept this. I'm out. Cody sensitive. Phase lasted 3 full days from start to finish. Inside and out, he was completely exhausted. If a call hadn't forced Cody to leave, he might have actually snapped. He hadn't even had time to rest when there was a knock at force Cody to leave. He might have actually snapped. He hadn't even had time to rest when there was a knock at the door. Barrett, are you inside? Grant's voice, careful, hesitant. He opened the door in shock. Why are you here? How did you get in? I found someone to unlock it, Grant said anxiously. Are you okay? His words stopped abruptly. Grant stared at the marks on him, his face flushing red. So that's how it was after Cody took you away that night. You didn't reply for days. I thought he hurt you. Wait, this was your choice, right? He nodded silently, a strange warmth rising in his chest. Back then, even if he disappeared for weeks, none of his so-called friends would notice. Grant smiled brightly. That's good. Cody has a lot of bad habits, but if you like him, that's what matters. Grant stepped back, then I'll head back first. Suddenly, Grant stopped. The smile was still on his face, but it felt unfamiliar. You want me to say I'm leaving, don't you? He was confused. What? Stop pretending. Grant looked at him. With disappointment, he instinctively stepped back. Grant, what's wrong? Barrett. Grant grabbed his hand. Weren't you the one who kept telling me you hated Cody? Then what are you doing now? Aren't we friends? Why did you lie to me? How can you like Cody? He was supposed to be mine. Give it back to me. Okay. Sunlight from the setting sun filled the room. He sat on the bed, gripping his phone so tightly his knuckles turned white. The comments flooded his vision. Don't do anything rash, Barrett. Grant is acting really strange. Yeah, it feels like the world itself is forcing the plot back on track. Maybe so. He was never the protagonist. If the story corrected itself, Grant would fall in love with Cody. Then what was he? A liar, a thief, an intruder. He stared at the message already typed on his screen. Press send. Then he turned and left. I was affected by pheromones before. Forget everything that happened. If you ever bother me again, you'll regret it. Cody still came to bother him, from calls to texts, nonstop harassment. Eventually, he blocked every single one. Then Cody showed up at his house in person. He didn't understand what was wrong. You like him too, Cody, he said, face cold, voice firm. I don't like you. That's it. Don't push me, or I'll really start hating you. Cody disappeared after that, vanishing from his world entirely. The next time he saw Cody was 2 weeks later at a charity auction. Cody was there with Grant. The moment Grant saw him, he instinctively positioned himself in front of Cody, cautious as if guarding a treasure from a wolf. Cody only glanced at him lightly, his eyes lingering no longer than a heartbeat before returning to his surroundings. He stepped back, choosing not to approach. Once seated, the auction began. He wasn't interested in the items until a watch caught his eye. He raised his paddle. 1 million. 2 million, came Cody's voice. He clenched his fists. 5 million, 2 million. Finally, Cody won the watch for 5 million. Not once did he even glance at him. Comments exploded. Cody's doing it on purpose, right? Is he angry at Barrett and intentionally opposing him? That's good. That means he still cares about him. But this is blatant. Everyone can see he's deliberately clashing with Barrett. He pressed his lips together, suppressing his emotions, heat rising inexplicably, probably from anger. As the crowd dispersed, whispers floated. That watch wasn't worth that much. Is Cody just angry at that spot? They've never really gotten along. It's no secret. But this time it doesn't seem like a personal grudge. I saw the Omega with Cody swinging his arm during the bid. Probably just trying to make him happy. That Omega's Grant, right? I heard they're getting engaged, so the repair progressed quickly. As long as he stayed out of it, they'd return to their original path. The evening breeze whistled past his ears as he slammed the accelerator. Yet he couldn't shake the heat in his chest. Back home, he realized belatedly that his sensitive phase had started early. Painful, tingling, itching. It reached deep in his bones. The present would kick in a few minutes. Half-dazed, he rummaged through the drawers and found the coat Cody had thrown to him that day. He curled up on the bed, greedily inhaling the faint, lingering tequila scent that wasn't his. Cody, the bastard, actually got to enjoy himself during his sensitive phase. Only he ended up like this. So annoying. And he missed him. Grant sent him an invitation to the engagement party. He didn't go. Instead, he went out with a group of friends to blow off steam. Motorbike leaned into the curves, heart racing, the wind roaring past his ears. Nothing else mattered. But as soon as he took off his helmet, an alpha leaned on his shoulder. Barrett, didn't you bring back an Omega before? He's engaged now, and the other guy's an Omega too. Can you believe it? Yeah, there were rare cases before, but that's extremely unusual. He froze. What did you say? By the time he arrived at the engagement, the event was over. Grant greeted him with a bright smile. You came, Barrett. Too bad you're late. He looked at Grant carefully. Your fiancé is an Omega? Yeah, Grant said openly. His name's Chase, not Cody. He swallowed the word Cody before it could escape. Grant chuckled. Love doesn't care about gender. Chase and I have known each other for years. We've been through everything together. We don't care what others think. He froze, whispering. For years. Comments erupted. Oh my God, it's Chase. Isn't Chase Grant's childhood friend, his best friend? 2 kids growing up together. They've known and loved each other all along. So it wasn't just him breaking the original script, not just Cody. Now he finally understood the comment he'd read before. The world exists independently. When people have thoughts and emotions of their own, nothing is predictable. Grant smiled. Yes, for many years. Gender doesn't matter. As long as you like each other, it's enough. Just like you and Cody, both alphas, and that's fine too. He added, by the way, I'm glad you came. I thought I wouldn't see you before leaving home these past few days. Leaving? He asked. Yes. They've helped me enough. Chase and I are moving to City A to start our own business. It's a city we've always wanted to live in. And strangely, staying home these past few days made me feel dizzy, sometimes even losing memory. Cody said I kept saying things he didn't understand. That won't be a problem anymore. It hit him suddenly. Right, Cody, one thought consumed him. He wanted to see him. Right now, he grabbed Grant's arm. Do you know where Cody is? Grant blinked, confused. He pointed toward the door. He just left, not long ago. He even looked this way before leaving. He made a quick call, blocked the traffic for 10 minutes. That's all I need. Consider a favor I owe you. Thanks, brother. He hung up, motorbike roaring. Through the night. OMG rainy night. Elevated highway. Motorbike roaring through the night. OMG, rainy night, elevated highway, motorbike versus Maybach, classic scene, chasing the man, thrilling as hell. Comments flew past like raindrops. He slammed the throttle. The bike skimmed the slick surface, teetering slightly. Holding it steady, he soon drew level with the Maybach ahead. Through the darkened window, he could just make out a shocked figure inside. No hesitation. He twisted the handlebars, sharply, cutting decisively in front of the car. The bike swung sideways, stopping dead before the Maybach's hood. Less than a meter apart, the massive black vehicle halted abruptly behind him. All that remained was the roar of the rain. He removed his helmet, eyes locking on the familiar figure. The car door slammed open. Cody strode out, fury flashing in his gaze, mingled with a faint, almost hidden ache. "You're insane. Do you even realize how dangerous this is? What the hell are you playing at? I don't want to hear it." He yanked Cody by the tie, smashing his lips against his. It wasn't a gentle touch. It was all the frustration, anger, and raw, gnawing longing, biting and consuming. The scent of brandy erupted recklessly, tangling with the familiar tequila lingering in Cody's aura. Cody froze, then retaliated with a fierceness that matched. He grabbed the back of his neck, taking control, deepening the bloody, desperate kiss as if trying to devour him whole. After a long while, Cody finally pulled back, breathing ragged, voice hoarse. "What, playing with me?" He smiled, tracing the blood on Cody's lips with his fingertips. "Meaning, that text consider void. The chain, still there, I want to go back." Cody's pupils contracted sharply. The next second, he was hoisted horizontally, carried toward the car. Seaside Villa. It took several blurred moments for his mind to focus, then memories hit him. He bit down hard on Cody's shoulder, drawing blood, but Cody didn't react. Cody to meet his gaze. He steadied his breath. "Cody, chains, collar, low temp wax. You're such a skill player. You locked me up before, yet when I told you to leave, you left. Why, if I hadn't come to you, would we have ended?" The words couldn't be spoken, swallowed, so he let them spill out. Cody's voice was husky. "Because I hated it," he frowned, explained. "Because I don't really hate you, because I knew what you decide, no one could change. You love freedom, racing, nightlife, all kinds of thrills. I'm not into any of that, but I follow you because you like it. Feelings are the same. If you don't like me, I leave. Simple as that." A low laugh escaped him. "So what do you like?" "Reading books, checking the news." Cody raised a brow, desire shining through. "I like you." He adjusted his hold, pressing him closer. "I like this." The comments blurred before his eyes, focus slipping again. I swallowed the key to the lock. The end, confetti again. I swallowed the key to the lock. The end, confetti, lights out, goodbye. My opinions and comments. Wow, what a whirlwind of emotions in this story. The tension between Barrett and Cody is so intense. Yet there's this subtle, almost fragile connection that keeps surfacing, especially with how Barrett navigates his feelings around Grant and Cody. You can feel the push and pull, the frustration, the jealousy, and the care, all wrapped into these moments that are both passionate and tender. It's that delicate, messy dynamic that really makes their relationship feel alive, unpredictable, and deeply human. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this journey with us. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more heartfelt Omegaverse stories here at Omegaverse Tales Studio. See you in the next story.